Slash Transformative Tarot. We're gonna do some collective energy today. Today is first of all, happy solar return birthday, born day to all the Taurians out there. Team Taurus in the building, sun signs. And today being a white wizard day, we're talking about enchantment and receptivity is some of the key words for today's energy. This is the Mayan oracle sign for the sages, the healers. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. The masters of ceremonies, in a spiritual sense, marriages, rituals, stuff of that nature. People who head the congregation kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? And being receptive. These are people who talk to plants and animals, you know what I'm saying, to the natural world, to the elements, to the spirits. Have a natural affinity for that kind of connection. So these are some of the experiences that can be had today in a more heightened way. With the Mayan Oracle, you could tap into any of the 20 archetypes and the 13 tones, but the ones that are prevalent for that day give us an extra boost, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what we got. Today I'm going to use Fancy's deck, and then I'm going to clarify with good old light seers, because let's be in the light. Self-care, mental health, all these things are on deck right now. It's really about the internal world and what you can bring out of it and your connection with the divine at this time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Rooster's in the house. Rooster, what's going on, Bridge? Good to see you. How's everything out up there in up north, Connecticut? You know what I'm saying? How's the weather? How's everything going with your plants? And you know what I'm saying? You drop whatever you feel up in there, but it's good to see you. This is such an interesting time that we live in. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got Ebb. And it kind of falls in line with the what I was saying before about the white wizard. This is channeling. This is relaxing and letting it kind of come to you energy. And the word that I would like to focus on is the influence. This is being fluent within. You know what I'm saying? This is that communication between, and I use that word loosely, between the conversation of you and the divine. You know, there is really no separation. So there's nothing between but maybe a belief system or a preconceived barrier or limitation. You know, the language is really going to change. And when Jupiter gets up into, I'm telling you, when Jupiter makes his way over into Gemini, we're going to see a lot. Excellent. Getting ready to put them in the ground in a few weeks. Yeah. Taurus season. This is about planting those seeds of intention that we're really asked to cultivate. I mean, really cultivate. I'm talking about time and energy and observation and, you know, the details and really getting clear of where to plant these intentions, i.e. people, places, or things. How are we going to spend this energy, or where we're going to spend this energy. And the best investment, of course, is in self, right? And look at that. 6 up Wands. You can't go wrong with this kind of energy. Now, the victory here feels more personal, on a personal level. This is kind of like reaching a level of success in all of your endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Let's look past the monetary sense of things and start looking at legacy. This is Taurus season, so we are building slowly but steadily. Slow and steady wins the race. Energy. Oh, let's see what else we got here. And we'll clarify one more just to get in the feel of things. And the 6 of Pentacles, exactly what I'm talking about. We're realizing where, and this is kind of like almost a mini hermit mode. And it's not a hermit mode where you don't see people for weeks kind of shit. This is just really a withdrawal. You know what I'm saying? A withdrawing from certain elements, especially those that are not reciprocal in some form or fashion. This is equal give and take. And as you can see here, we got this eight energy. What goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? So for today's Transformative Day, we'll put my boy Tarantulas up top because he represents that eight, that spider energy, which has been everywhere. I've been finding webs everywhere. Um, and it's got like a dual message, you know, are you the spider or the fly kind of thing. This also speaks about networking, who's in your circle, you know, and the review that we had and the subsequent eclipse at the end of that, you know, it was really about purifying the heart and making sure that that's clear because that's where our true intelligence is. It's in the heart. It's not the brain. And look at this, more celebration energy. So this is more of a new beginnings kind of energy. Right on time with spring, right on time with and I have to say this patience, this is a process. So we're not going to rush anything, especially when it's long-term goals because we want this to prosper. We want the trees to bear fruit that we plant. You know what I'm saying? But these are new endeavors. These are new experiences when Corsai shows up. This is a graduation initiation kind of card. First time I've ever done this or you know, experience this or that kind of celebration that comes from achieving something. Again, with the Six of Wands. On top of that, Justice in reverse. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see why. And then the Page of Wands. So things may be a bit out of balance, and that's okay. There's a light and a shadow, there's an ebb and a flow. And ironically, that's the yellow humans Mayan name is Ebb. So we're talking about cycles of life as well, the ups and downs, so to speak. But this Page of Wands is all about that exploration for something new. You know what I'm saying? And this is the process of balancing these new energies out because they are new. We have to get used to do things. You know what I mean? We have to be the student again. But this is more along the lines of a fiery kind of energy. Really uh, getting up in the morning and really having that kind of that fire for life. You know what I'm saying? That Aries energy coming back in very strong. This is trying out new things. It doesn't mean that you necessarily are totally committed to these new things, but it is a exploration of self, really. You know what I'm saying? What do I like? What do I not like? And that's a very important part because this is where the seeds are planted. We know, especially if we know what we don't want. You know what I'm saying? The opposite end of that is, yeah, we know what we want. You feel me? And if it's new, we don't really have all of the answers. And this is why the justice is in reverse. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take us to see, you got to walk it first. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? You have to go through it. You have to take the steps. You can't just sit on the outside and think that you know what's on the other side or even reach the other side until you walk through the experience to gain the information and the wisdom from it, right? So it may be a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, where am I right now? Things are kind of out of balance or a little off kilter. No big deal. You know what I mean? That's part of it. That's just like you learning a new, if you've ever been in martial arts, if you ever try a spinning jump kick the first day, good luck with that. You know what I mean? You got to learn the balance. You have to learn the technique in order to do these techniques properly and learn to balance it out. But this is saying, you know, you got to learn both ends of the scale. You got to start as the student to be the master. You got to fall down to learn to get up again kind of energy. And with Tausi here, this is talking about your support system at the end of the day. Especially when we get back to this Six of Pentacles. Who is really in your corner? And we'll take this from you know, a worldly standpoint. I'll just say it like that. Because we know the spirit realm rock. The ancestors rock. You know what I'm saying? But this is also that communion with nature here in Taurus season. There's a lot of attributes in nature that we resonate with, and there's a reason for that. It's because we possess the same qualities within. So this kind of meditation, uh, let's say you started a new business and you pull a peacock card. This is the time to get out there and show out, display your talent kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that protect you along the way. This could be these could be core values of such as integrity. You know what I'm saying? Your truth, your honesty, but all these serve to support what's underneath of it all. You know what I mean? Because what underneath of it all is that soft, gooey core. Let's just put it like that. You know what I mean? That gentleness. You know what I mean? It's just another layer. And here's more new beginnings. We got 2 pages out here. Again, getting grounded in this passion, and this is where that bang bang. This is where this justice card in reverse is coming in, because now that we found new things to really light our flame, it's one thing to get in there and just have a good experience with it the first time, but now it's time to get grounded. So this is like the routines now. Taurus, very much in the routines, very much about putting new seeds in the ground, right? But having a passion about it this time, i.e., this part of the journey should be a lot more fun than it was before. You understand? Let me see what else we got on top of that. And then we got the Five of Cups. So in this tandem, this is going back to the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is where we're assessing what is working with or in tandem with us equally, to give and take. And this is where the letting go is. And this is why the justice is here in reverse too, because uh it's one of those energies where with all this beautiful new energy, we had to let things go. And it's not the easiest thing. I will not lie to you on this channel at all. Things that were familiar, and not all of these things that we had to let go were in a negative fashion. It was just time to move on. Some things were only there for a season, and it's not to say that it was a negative, or I don't even want to say negative, bad experience. You know what I'm saying? It was just time. It's just like if you had a best friend live next door to you for 20 years and then they move, kind of energy. You know what I mean? It could be something as simple as that. It was a hard time letting it go and adjusting to the new neighbors, kind of shit. You feel me? But it brought a sense of kind of like that bittersweet. You know what I mean? You got all these cups poured out. You know what I'm saying? For this, and this could be that new seed. It was almost like a sacrifice. We had to learn to let go of these attachments that we were so accustomed to in order to get into that student mind, that new energy. You know what I'm saying? And let's see, let's get 2 more. We have Chi Chan, which is shedding that old skin again and getting familiar with the new. And this was really about your instinct and your energy, your life force energy. Who to trust, who not to trust kind of thing, where to go, where not to go. You know what I'm saying? And that survive. Well, you know what I'm saying? We're in that kind of dog eat dog world. When you really think about it and look around, this is really using that internal guidance system, going by what you feel more than what you see, which is why her eyes were closed. These are decisions you had to make internally. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't go by what you saw on the surface, because who knows what's going on underneath. But there's still a vibration or a feeling that comes with these releasing of this Five of Cups. You know what I mean? And this could be even the release of these kind of feelings of what's that shit called? FOMO, fear of missing out, any kind of insecurities, anything Five of Cups. But the five is also about change. So again, this releasing and getting grounded is what leads to this kind of transformation. And then we got the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. So it was all for our benefit in the end. You know, like I said about that journey, once you walk through it, it's not as easy as you would have thought from looking in the outside, because you just didn't know what it held, what you were going to be asked to let go of, or really just sit with yourself for one, and being honest with what your needs and your goals and your ideas and your beliefs are, and getting to the core of that, and then seeing everything around you and whether or not it matched up. But when you got to that point where you started making the decisions, making the cuts, and a lot of these things fell off by themselves. We didn't have to put too much into some of these things, you know what I mean? Some of these people, places, and things kind of took themselves out of the equation. And it wasn't so much of a, you know, like a process, but still it held emotional weight that we had to learn to release. But after clearing all that space, the sun comes out, the Ace of Pentacles comes out. That new seed now is part of a new legacy. So this is the energy of today. It's really about getting used to this new skin that we're in. You know what I'm saying? It's really about seeing the brighter side, the sun coming out to water, to nurture these new seeds. So this is also about the self-care as well, really being grounded in your new system of belief, if we, you know, for lack of better terms, just at this moment. But the clarity is now here. The joy is back. The fire, the energy, especially with Mars. Mars done hit right up in Aries recently, and then we got Venus in Taurus. So this should be a very interesting time personally for you if you're in that modality of self-care and loving on yourself and celebrating your accomplishments, but also looking forward to this new version of self. And the thing about the new version of self, you couldn't really predict that. You couldn't tell what that looked like. You couldn't really tell what the new version of yourself would sound like, how it would move, you know what I'm saying? When all was said and done, when all these changes had occurred, when you saw what was out of balance, your victory was guaranteed, whether you knew it or not. And the things that looked like losses turned out to be some of the biggest blessings. So on this day, it's like one of those days of bringing down that new energy, you know what I'm saying? Getting more in contact with the natural world, being on cosmic or universal time rather than man's time, really stepping out and breaking the mold of the old self. And the bottom of the deck was strength. This was not an easy journey. It was not an easy journey. Um, Not at all. Because a lot of what we had to let go was still holding on to the old version of us, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Let's not just point the finger down the way. It goes all the way around. I'm sure there's plenty of things that we've had uh, trouble releasing, but also treating it as it was the same as it was before. But regardless of which, this is breaking out of those bonds of people guilt tripping, feeling being made to feel guilty for leaving or changing their ideas or their beliefs or trying something new, stepping outside the box, and really trusting in the journey and not allowing people to keep you on their level or living vicariously through you or by their expectations of who you are at this time. So this is really this is a good time for ease, I should say. Taking it easy, especially on yourself. You know what I mean? As you get recalibrated, as those butterfly wings soak up in that sun energy, victory is here. Victory is here. All right. Everybody in the room with like card. Oh shit, who's in the room? Bridget used to. I think it's just you, Bridget. You want a card? We could do it and enjoy the rest of our day. You know what I'm saying? And get back to the garden as it is. And there's a lot of wisdom in the journey because we realize that the garden itself is a relationship that's ongoing. You can't just plant it and expect it to do everything by itself. You know what I'm saying? There's the constant maintenance, there's the observation, there's the learning from whatever it is that you're observing, you know, and being open to the new definitions. If we're evolving and the earth is evolving, well then that means nature itself is evolving. So now maybe these uh these plants, these animals, the elements, they have maybe another layer that we haven't been privy to prior to now. You know what I'm saying? And now they're revealing more of who they are as we reveal more of who we are. And the relationship is ongoing and nurturing. And this is where we really have to tend that garden, making sure the weeds of the past do not return. You know what I mean? We got to pull at the root ball. We can't just nip it at the surface and be so careless with our time and energy, thinking that it's going to take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? And it's a reflection of us anyway. Yeah, you know, and it doesn't necessarily mean a whole gang of people. You know what I mean? But I think the times are coming, especially in the wake of all this nonsense out here. People are going to start waking up and looking around, and they're going to remember. That's really one thing this retrograde did a good job of doing was reminding people of maybe something somebody said years ago. You know what I'm saying? And having that come back into play or an experience. And also, it was a reminder with Taurus season, the senses are at play, not just in the physical realm, but all the realms. So we're talking about the clairs, we're talking about the sense of touch, the smells, the foods, and we still got Jupiter and Uranus cutting up in Taurus. My goodness. So unexpected growth, expansion, you know, all these definitions. The air is definitely charged with electricity. And what a time to dive in. I was explaining to a lady I met doing the Jazz Fest. When I was out there venting, I was like, you know, on one hand, you wish more people were in touch. Look at you. I'm gonna get you two, and I'll clarify with four. We'll do that because that 24 has been coming up. Man, you look at you. Hmm. You know that walking, yeah, that walking and the communion for a common goal, absolutely. There's so much in the air, but I noticed that these smells were like a memory, and it kind of took me somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Not only the new ones, new experiences, the new taste, the new flavors, but there was a bit of nostalgia with some of these smells as well. You know what I'm saying? Or these tastes. Uh, Let me get this one more. I'll clarify. For, and that 42 or that 24 has been coming up a lot. In my own experience with that, my energy, the negative confessions of the soul, I have not stolen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's one. That's two. Look at this shit. I know I shuffle these bitches. Three and four. Okay. 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 Let's see what we got here for you, Bridge. Yeah, there's nothing like the feel. Like yesterday, I was in such a state of absolute gratitude for this breeze that must have came off of the Gulf out of here. Came up to Mississippi, but it felt so good against my skin. It was just one of those moments where you're just like, you felt it before, but there's something different about the gratitude now. You know what I'm saying? And realizing how short and precious life is at this moment. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just the gratitude for the experience of it all. So you have a bit of stop and go here, but let's see why. No, not stop and go. This is good. This is really good. They're both really good. Give me a second with these, but take a second for yourself. You got the sun over here. Let's start on this side because this one really drew me in. This is like free to move about the cabin. I don't get a hermit mode more so than I get this kind of working in tandem. This is really being open. This is really being open. So that channeling energy of the day in this hermit mode is kind of the same thing with that ebb and that white wizard energy. You know what I mean? Working with the natural world as you do. But this is like the space that's created. You know, it's like a very creative space. It's an internal space. And I say it's not a hermit mode to say, but this is what's going on inside of the shell, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? This is what people can't see going on. It's this co-creation again, and the illumination that comes from it. And the reason being that there is no resistance here. There's no defense, you know, there's no restriction of that energy. So this is like creative ideas really flowing for you at this time. You know what I mean? It looks like she conjuring some shit up right here, just with her eyes closed. So again, that internal world is showing on the outside kind of energy. All right. So that's more juice for you right there if that's what's going on. But if it isn't, then this is what it is right here. It's just to let go of the resistance to it. This is allowing things to come to you, the illumination and the joy that you feel you deserve at this time. You know what I'm saying? And being nurtured. And this is also about self-care too. There's a bit of self-care here. There's a slight undertone of self-care here because you're being nurtured as well at the same time. It's not like you have to do the massaging. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of energy. Now over here you have the chariot, which is movement, of course, and getting grounded in a choice that you've made. I'm gonna clarify this one because I think there's a bit more underneath the surface of that one. And look, Seven of Wands again in reverse. Let's see. I think this is what you're moving away from right here. And relationships of all kinds. This is a lack of boundaries. This is a lack of decision making. So maybe this is what's being cleared out as this comes in. He's going right to this new stability right here. This would be the old. I'm sorry, she. My bad, fancy. My bad. Don't be spearing me in my sleep. Because here, this is peaceful. This is not allowing anybody to ruffle feathers. You know what I'm saying? This is very ruffled. You know what I'm saying? They're poking down kind of energy. And this right here, the lovers in reverse, is being indecisive, really. And the connections not being reciprocal. This is a number 6 card anyway. So this is definitely give and take in the realms of what you define love to be. You know what I'm saying? Between you and other people at this time. Like the definition of how you perceive these relationships to be. Whether it be intimate, personal, you know what I'm saying, all that. But in the reverse, yeah, this looks like what's being left behind. Whether they be parts of yourself or the people around you, which will show you yourself anyway. So it's kind of like, thanks for the info, thanks for the lesson, but I gotta go to a new beginning. And this new beginning is centered. It's about balancing yourself again and cultivating that energy. This is like my Tai Chi card or my yoga card. That's a tree pose right there with a little bit of the Qigong kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much what this was saying. Because I was wondering why this was here. I was like, you're indecisive about moving forward, but then this came out, and it just shows that kind of dynamic. This feels old. This feels like what I would be running away from. or moving away from. You know what I'm saying? Not even running away from, or better yet, releasing at this time. I'd rather move towards something more stable, even if I got to start over again. Energy with this page, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bridge. Look, and like I said, it goes back to that 5 of Cups from earlier. This shit wasn't the easiest. Some of these decisions weren't easy, especially if there was time invested. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a new investment here with the Pentacles. That's investment energy, and this is a new investment, and it kind of first and foremost points towards itself. You know what I mean? So this is more of a pointing towards you as the investment instead of investing time in this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I can resonate with this right here. You know what I mean? I know we all can at some level of experience. Um just you know, people overstepping their boundaries kind of shit. You know, this just seems like there's a lack of respect and reciprocity here. You know what I mean? No matter how you flip it. No matter how you flip it. You know what I'm saying? It's all coming back to the same thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I got for you, Bridge. Loving pools, and yeah, you're a new deck owner. Yay! Congratulations! Yay! Yeah. Hope you're enjoying your cars. Did you want a bit of a pull here, a card pull? Check in on the energy of the day. I'm gonna get you one more before if anybody else. Well, I'm sorry, talking like there's 80 motherfuckers in this room. I like it more like this though. I like it more intimate. Uh, I like it more personalized anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have two that you know kind of thing than 80 motherfuckers you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit, trolling, all that other shit. But I'm here for it. This is the Who-kah Lounge. And we are definitely here for whatever. But just know what you put out is what you want to get back. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2 cards for Bridge. Focus moving forward. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. So let me get one more or 2 more for you, Bridge. Let me get one from each. Let's see. Santa Morte. What's the story telling me here? 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups, the ancestors, the ancestors, the ancestors, the ancestors. No, yeah. Whatever you're doing with them, it's kind of like keep going with that. Whatever you're doing ancestrally. With your peoples. It's a weird message like that, but I don't know. Maybe you know better what I'm talking about here. Santa Morte, that's my like communion card. You know what I'm saying? Ah, okay. They're the ones that are gonna get you back to that 9. Yeah. They're going to get you to this 9 right here. This is almost like a don't give up card kind of energy right here. This is kind of like keeping the faith. Stay the course before you walk away from anything. Stay the course. And this is, because this is a card of independence, but when it's reversed, I don't want to say codependent. I want to say interdependent. It's kind of like, remember that you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? You're not alone in this. You're not alone in this. And it's kind of like just calling on that energy. 24/7. This shit is like 7-Eleven with these ancestors and these spirit guides. You feel me? The shit don't never close. Don't ever close. So I'll get 2 cards for the closing, and then we could be up out of here and enjoy this day. Damn, weatherman said it's supposed to be nice these next 2 days. We got Jazz Fest. I'm trying to get out there, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna go out here and we ain't gonna do a rain dance, we gonna do a sun dance. I don't know how to pull this shit off, but let's play with some magic today. Cause I need my space. Give me 3 hours to interact with the public. You know what I mean? There's people all over the world out here. So shit. Some fresh new perspectives, you know what I mean? Alright. And what we got on here? Remember to have fun. Having fun. Remembering the magic. 7 of Swords. Not lying to yourself. And the world. You know what this is? This is like a social media break. For one, the world card symbolizes that kind of thing, you know, the World Wide Web kind of thing. And 7 of Swords in the reverse, that's just being honest. That's not being deceiving. That's really going with your truth at this time, but putting the fun and the play back into everything. Experiencing life firsthand, you know what I'm saying? Real time. Not the vicarious shit that you get caught up in scrolling around all day. You know what I mean? So really get out there and interact one-on-one, or if you're with groups of people kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Real time shit. People you can see, smell, touch, you know, all that other shit that you can engage with directly rather than being behind a screen or hiding yourself. You know what I mean? So it goes back to that hermit for you, Bridges, like, you know, just letting that light out after all this introspection and things like that, you know, really being shown, being seen for who you are. But this is bringing back that playful element again, you know what I'm saying? And being mindful of delusions that are cast, you know, especially that social media shit. Like with AI, you know, half of these people on there is computer generated anyway, it seems like, especially with these ads. You know, you see the little skips and shit, you be like, damn, that bitch ain't real. You know what I mean? This motherfucker ain't real. Like, you could tell. You know what I mean? On YouTube, I kept getting them stimulus things, and they're all directed towards this area because of the lady speaking. They're like, it's just annoying as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's by design. This is where it's at. The creative element, the magic. You know what I mean? Go out there and start casting some really good spells on the environment. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, that's what I got today. The Who-kah Lounge, Transformative Tarot, with Phoenix in the squad, and of course Fancy's deck. And today we clarified what the Light Seers deck. Said the more thing going back into the dark space. Let that thing marinate for a little bit before I pop it out again. Maybe a little bit later this summer we'll pop it back out. But it's been an honor and pleasure and joy to talk to y'all. And I hope y'all have the best day of your lives today. All right? Peace. All right.